What's up, guys? We are live. We are back, and this is a pretty good card, man. This Saturday, we got Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. We got a good card next Wednesday. Chiesa versus Nagy, and then we also have the McGregor card on that next Saturday. So we have three cards, I believe, in 8 days. I love having UFC back. I love to be back. A lot of people are hitting me up about Kelton. Me and Kelton are so boys and all. We just decided to go solo. It's better for me, honestly, for my schedule. Kind of hard to rely on people. I'll have guests come on eventually, but I like going solo, man. So let's get right down to this card. We got 11 fights. We got one fight that got scrapped. A couple fights got scrapped, obviously. The Breeze Amari fight was kind of close, anyways, but it's actually next Wednesday, so we'll talk about the next Wednesday. Um, First fight of the night, man. We got Austin Lingo versus Jacob Kilburn. I've seen a lot of people. I think most people are picking Lingo here. I got to go with him too. It's really hard to pick Kilburn, man. He's a good striker. Like he has good blocking and stuff, but I mean, once you take this guy down, it's like he doesn't know what to do. Um, I don't think he has good cardio either. I mean, we saw Moffat dominate him on a contender series. Moffat's not even in the UFC anymore. I think Moffat should still be in the UFC. That was kind of dumb. And then, Billy Q went out there and dominated him. Lingo didn't have the best debut, but one thing about Lingo is he has grappling, and I actually think that he's a better striker too. Pretty high prospect. I mean, wasn't he the favorite against the wall? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember, but I mean, Zawada went up there and dominated him, even though he Lingo has moments. He took him down. He has a grappling background. Like you mentioned, he's a forced MMA. He's a KO artist as well. So I actually think Lingo has the advantage everywhere the fight goes. But Kilburn does have power. He moved to ATT. So, I mean, good for him. He's actually training at a good camp now. But I got to go with Austin Lingo here. And I actually think Austin Lingo is pretty good DraftKings play. So I'll go with Austin Lingo. I think he has a grappling advantage. I think he, has a striking advantage as well. So give me Austin Lingo. I'll go with a KO. So next fight, we have probably the best fight of the card. We got Sarah Moras versus the massive Melo. What's up, Jimmy the Drunk? But yeah, it's not the best card. It's probably or not the best fight. It's probably the worst fight of the night. Um, Honestly, man, I went into this fight wanting to fade Moras. I really wanted to pick and bet Melo here. I do think that it should be a pick 'em. I think the line's completely off, but it's really hard to bet this fight. I cannot pick Melo, man. I really want to do it, but I find her getting taken. I see her getting taken down in this fight, and I think that Moras obviously has the better grappling. She has a good ground game. I mean, that's her game. Moras flips or she pulls guard, but her ground game is nasty, man. And she's really big on top and heavy on top. Striking, I'll admit, when she watched the fight with Eubanks, she actually looked like her striking's improved. Like now she's training Extreme Couture in Vegas, and I mean, I gotta admit her striking looked better. She throws bombs. She has a good right hand. And one thing about Sarah Cheesecake is that she's tough, dude. Really good chin, man. She has good cardio. She's definitely the bigger girl. Melo, man. I mean, it's just I'm not impressed with her. I mean, I'm not impressed with either of these girls, but you saw Melo. I mean, Cortez took her down twice. Rosa took her down twice, and Cortez is a grappler, but Rosa's not a grappler. She's a striker, and she took her down. Melo's striking is not good. I mean, she has good pressure, but I feel like actually Cheesecake hits harder. I think Melo might be more technical than Cheesecake, but you got to give the advantage of the feet, the power to Cheesecake. I think Melo might have a little more volume, more technical, but this fight's going to hit the mat, and I do not give Melo the advantage there. You got to give Cheesecake the advantage on the mat. I see Cheesecake taking her down, and I think Cheesecake's going to have success on there. Either get a TKO finish, like she did against Jojua, or get a submission. So I'm gonna go with Cheesecake here with the dub. Not a confident pick. I would definitely not bet this fight. I'm staying away from DraftKings, but I got to go with Cheesecake. So I'll go with Cheesecake and I'll go with the submission win. So next fight, we got David Zawada versus Ramazan Emeev. This is another fight that I actually really wanted to fade Emeev here. I'm not really impressed with the guy. I think that he's no slouch. I think he's good. I just think that I'll be fading him whenever I have the opportunity. Um, David Zawada. The thing is, look, once you watch the tape this fight, it's just I can't pick or bet Zawada here just because the takedown defense, and that's Emeev's game. He has really good grappling. And I mean, Zawada has really good submissions off his back, and he's good. I mean, look, he tapped out Khabib's cousin and all that, but I mean, let's be honest, that guy's not that good at all. But Zawada is good off his back. He knows, he has good submissions. I do think that on the feet, I think Emeev's technical. Like he has a good jab, dude. He looked really good on the feet last fight, and he has a good right hand. But we've seen him, man, like crumble. Like he lost against Tony Martin. Tony Martin obviously is a better fighter than Zawada. And then last fight, he got hurt with that knee. So I mean, it's just, and he's not really that great. He's good. I want to fade the guy. I don't think he's really a top 30 guy. And Zawada looked good last fight. Before that, he dropped the Leech. It was 1-1 going in the third. And then my thing with Zawada is that I don't think he's bad. I think he's a very tough guy. I just think he's kind of a jobber, but he's like a tough jobber, Like I think he can beat guys in the division for sure. I mean, look at his debut. He almost beat Hot Chocolate. But with this matchup, Emeev is definitely the better striker technical wise. He's way more technical. Zawada likes to throw bombs and stuff. He's a brawler. He has a good chin. And like I mentioned, he has good submissions. I mean, Rocco Martin really threatened Emeev on the ground with that Kimura, but I think Rocco Martin's a legit black belt. I think Rocco Martin's a better fighter, like I mentioned, Zawada. And yeah, I think Emeev's a better striker. I think Emeev has the better grappling. So I'll go with Ramzan Emeev here, and I think he makes it look pretty look easy. I really wanted to pick Zawada pre-tape, but I got to go with Ramzan. I think he's gonna get a dominant win here. So next fight, we got Carlos Felipe versus Justin Tafa. So far, I have all favorites, man, and this is the fourth fight. Man, I really want to pick Tafa here, man, just because the guy can brawl, man. He's really green, but I think he has potential. He could be the next Mark Hunt and all that stuff, but I can't do it, dude. If you watch Felipe's last two fights, even though he lost to Spivak, he actually looked good. Like that was a close fight. I think it was a majority decision. I mean, yeah, Spivak won, he jabbed his face in, but you watch his last fight against a guy who I thought was going to be good, and he wasn't. He's not good. Is De Castro. He has good boxing, man, Felipe, and he has good pressure. He's young. He's, I think, 25. He has a good chin. He's definitely way more tactical than Tafa. I mean, I don't think he's going to go out there and shoot on. I mean, obviously he has a grappling advantage, but I mean, they're strikers. I think that he's just going to push the pace. He has better cardio. He's good cardio for sure. Tafa's really only been in the second once, and I mean, Tafa got smoked against De Castro. So you got Tafa, who has more power in this matchup, but I got to go with the guy that has more volume, the guy that, he's been in the third round before. He also has a good chin, and I've really been impressed with his boxing. So I'll go with Carlos Felipe, the dub. So next fight, finally I got a dog that I'm picking. We got Wu Yanan versus Jocelyn Edwards. So I think Edwards is actually the favorite now, but she was a pretty big dog. Even when she was like dog money, like I think she was like plus 150 when I thought about betting her, but I passed. It's one of those fights that I want to stay away from, but I'm gonna go with Edwards here. I'm not impressed with Wu Yanan. Obviously, everyone's been saying it all week, saying that what I basically want to say about I can't pick a girl that lost to Gina Manzani. Lauren Muir, I mean, was winning that fight, and then she got caught. And then last fight, I actually faded Wu Yanan against Mizuki, and Mizuki went out there and got a clear-cut decision win. Some people said Wu Yanan made it close. I think Mizuki clearly won that fight. Mizuki's actually a strawweight. So don't think Wu Yanan's UFC caliber. I think Jocelyn Edwards. One thing that I've been listening on some podcasts, not a lot of people have been saying this, but if you go on her Instagram and like really dive into it, she's been putting in work at King's MMA, man. That's a really good move for her because I think she's from Panama, and obviously, she's probably not getting the best work to improve her takedown defense because that's the main flaw I see in her game. Like she cannot get up. Sarah Alpar really took her down at will, but I do think Alpar is obviously a better grappler than a girl like Wu Yanan. We've never even seen Wu Yanan on the mat, really, man. I mean, that's her game, grappling, but she's just, I don't know, she's a blue belt. I don't think that she can go out there and take down Edwards and keep her down. Yeah, Edwards has been putting in work at King's MMA, and she's been putting in work with Sabina Maza, who I'm really high on. So I do like that. I think she's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu too. So I mean, would it surprise me if she tapped out with Yunnan? Probably not. I mean, you got to give a big advantage to Edwards here on the feet, bro. She's way more technical, more power. Wu Yunan's one of those girls that likes to dance around and stuff, but she's just not really that good in the feet. I think Edwards has good kicks, good knees, good pressure. She's a bigger girl. And Wu Yanan has a wrestling advantage, but I mean, if it hits the mat, Edwards can maybe threaten her with a submission. So I'll go with Edwards with the dub. I think she can get the job done. I'm just not 100% confident in betting her, and I would definitely not bet her juice. But maybe I should have bet her at plus money. But I'm more confident in my other two bets that I have. So I got Jocelyn Edwards, and I got her with a decision win. So next fight, this is actually my first play of the night. We got Philip Hawes versus Nasruddin Imavov, and yeah, man, I got the dog here. I got Imavov to get the upset. Obviously, the thing with Phil Hawes is that I do think he's improved for how he since how he looked against Julian Marquez and Andrew Sanchez and Lewis Taylor and all that stuff. But I still think he's still the same fighter. We haven't seen him get out of the first round. And once he gets out of the first round, this guy he has so much muscle. He slows down, man. He really does. Congrats on beating Jacob Malkoon and that jobber from Contender Series. But Mayav is actually a real fighter. I like this guy a lot. I think he's way more technical on the feet. Obviously, Hawes is the bigger dude. I mean, Amayav's actually taller than him, but if you look at Hawes, he looks like a natural middleweight. He's huge. He could even be fight at 205. I don't think Amayav's a small middleweight, but he's fought at welterweight. But yeah, I do think that he's going to stay at middleweight. That's what I saw. So I do like that. He's on a 6-fight winning streak. Yeah, man, honestly, like I mentioned, he's more technical than Hawes for sure. I mean, the first round I'll be nervous about because, I mean, that's where Hawes has been. We see all of his wins in the first round. I mean, he has a D1 wrestling background. He's, a physical specimen. He's definitely going to be more athletic in there. He's fast. But I just don't like how, we've seen him in the past. I mean, he quits after the first round. He slows down. Andrew Sanchez, I mean, come on, dude. That was a long ago, but still, man, he just, after the first round, he just gassed. You fight the Lewis Taylor fight, man. You just quit. And then the fight with Marquez, I mean, he slowed down really bad in that fight. So if he doesn't get a first round finish here, Imav's going to take over. He has a huge advantage, man, in cardio. He's, like I mentioned, more technical, great jab, good right hand. One thing I like about Imav, he has really good movement. I mean, he could really slow down a guy like Hawes, man. So, I mean, Hawes has a good right hand. He has good pressure and all that. But like I mentioned, dude, I love the boxing in Imav. If we get out of the first round, I think he's going to take over. He has good jiu-jitsu as well. I think it could I think it's gonna be really hard for Phil Paz to go out there and take him down, hold him down. So I would not be surprised at all if Haas got submitted here either, because like I mentioned, Imavov has a better jiu-jitsu. I mean, yeah, Haas has a good wrestling background, but yeah, we've seen him been submitted before. Yeah, he's training at Hard Knocks and all that, which is a good gym. But Imavov's training in the MMA Factory. He has 2 losses on his record, one by submission and one by decision, and one of those was in 2016. The submission loss was in 2017. He has the reach advantage here as well. Or actually, no, Hawes has the reach advantage. My bad. But still, Imavov likes to fight really long, and he has a good chin. I mean, he got hurt last fight against Jordan Williams, who has really good boxing, and he just dug deep and dominated that fight, dude. So I'm gonna go with the more technical fighter here. I think, like I mentioned 100 times, if he survives the first round, he's going to take over, dude, and get Phil Paz out of there. I mean, yeah, he looked good his last couple fights, and he has a good record, and he's a finisher. But I mean, he has really not been beating anybody, man. So I still think the House has the same flaws. So I'll go with the Mayav here. I think he's going to box him up, and I think he's going to get Phil Paz out of there and make him quit again. So I'll go with the Mayav with a second round submission win. Next fight, we got Punahel Soriano versus Dusko Todorovic. This is a good fight, man. Both these guys are good fighters. I actually like both of them a lot. They're both undefeated, and I think they're both going to be good fighters in the division. I think they both could go a long way. In the matchup, though, you got to go, in my opinion, with Dusko. I think that he's more technical for sure. He has really good dirty boxing in the clinch. He has good movement. He's good boxing, a good straight left. He has grappling. I mean, I don't think he can go out there and take down Soriano, who has the D1 wrestling background. He just doesn't really show it because he's a brawler. And one thing about Soriano is that great straight left. He's tough, dude. He gets hit a lot. He definitely doesn't have the cardio advantage here, though. So Dusko has the cardio advantage. They both have good chins. Grappling wise, I don't think it's going to really hit the mat. Like I said, I don't think Puna can take down Dusko. I don't think Dusko can take down Soriano. Puna has more power, like I mentioned, but he slows down. And I think Dusko definitely is more technical. And I think the longer the fight goes, you got to give the advantage to Dusko. They both have great chins. So if they brawl, though, in the pocket, I mean, that's something that Dusko shouldn't do here because Puna, I mean, hits like a truck, man. So I'll go with Dusko winning this fight. Obviously, the first round will be tough because Puna, man, just comes out and likes to brawl, and it would not surprise me if Puna won. I mean, I think he's live. I think he's a good fighter. I think both these guys are live, but I just got to go with the guy that I think is more technical and has more ways to win. So I'll go with Dusko with a decision win. But watch out for this fight. This is probably one of the best fights of the night. Next fight, we got Joaquin Buckley versus Alessio De Chirico. So this is one of those fights where, obviously, I mean, if you guys know, I'm not, 100% sold on Buckley. I think he's talented. And yeah, he proved me wrong against Jordan Wright. That was a bad bet on my part. But I mean, Joaquin Buckley, man, he's a small middleweight, but I think he's good, dude. I do definitely think that he is, he's no slouch. I think that he can win a lot of fights. I just don't think he's going to be the guy that a lot of people think he is and be like a top 5, top 10 dude. He has a lot of potential. Obviously, his boxing's great. He's fast. He's really athletic for the division. Great pressure. The thing with Alessio, man, I mean, his back's against the wall. He needs to win this fight or he's going to get cut. They're setting this fight up for Buckley, but then again, I mean, Alessio has really good counter striking and he has good boxing. He should have beat Zach Cummings, but I mean, he just got dropped, and that's what lost him the fight. He had very close fights with Kevin Holland and Murderov, which I do think that he lost, and then he went out there and got tapped out spicely. So he has to win this fight. So I mean, I definitely think the line's off, but they're setting this fight up for Buckley. I think Buckley. Obviously, man, it's going to be really tough for Alessio to take down Buckley because Buckley has that wrestling background. So I think Buckley's better on the feet. I think that he's just going to go forward and just light up Italy. But like I mentioned, Italy has great counter striking. So we'll see. I mean, we've seen Buckley even knocked out twice. And one thing about Italy is really top, dude. Great chin. I'll go with Buckley. I don't think he can finish De Chirico, though, but I'll go with Buckley with a decision win. Next fight, Ponzi versus the Leech. I mean, man, dude, I've been so high on Ponzi, man, his whole career, and it just sucks what happened to him with the whole bacteria infection. I mean, he missed like a long time. We don't know if we're going to see the same Ponzi here, man. If we see the same Ponzi, he's going to go out there and really, really dominate a guy like Leech. But if it's not the same Ponzi, this fight could be close because let's be honest, one thing about the Leech is really tough, dude. He's never been knocked out. I know he gets dropped every fight. Everyone likes to make fun of his chin, say he's chinny and all that, but he's tough. He actually recovers really well. I remember I bet on him versus Zawada, and like he got dropped, and I'm like, oh my god, but dude, he just recovers, man. Like this guy, insane chin. Like he's one of the toughest dudes in the division, and I do like the Leech a lot. He has a good game. He has good striking. He really burned me last fight against Magny. It's just the thing with him is when he fights outside of China, it just doesn't look good. That flight does a lot on him, and the same thing. The flight to Abu Dhabi is a long flight, man. So we'll see how the Leech looks. He's a big welterweight. He has good cardio. He has good point. He has good technical striking, good kicks. But Ponzi, man, obviously, man, is the better striker. I think he's more technical. I think he has more power. A great calf kick game. Great jab, dude. I mean, one of the best jabs, man, in the division. Great right hand. He smells blood and he goes after it. Ponzi's always been known for a good chin as well and great cardio. Ponzi has legit cardio, man. I mean, he went out there and finished Magny in the 4th round. Ponzi has a wrestling advantage here too. We've seen him take down guys like Mike Perry in the past. Like he has wrestling in his back pocket. He's a black belt in BJJ too. So the only thing in this fight is what Ponzi are we going to see? We haven't seen him in a long time. He had a really bad bacteria infection. He lost a lot of muscle. He looks good in his pictures on Instagram, but I mean, I can't play the chalk on him here. But I mean, if he's the same guy that he was before all that shit happened, he's going to go out there and probably finish Leech, man. I think he'll be the first person to do it. But if he's not, this fight's close. So I do see the angle on Leech being live because, I mean, both these guys are strikers. So I'll go with Ponzi with the win, but it won't surprise me if Leech wins because we don't know what Ponzi we're going to get, man. Next fight, we got Matt Brown versus Carlos Condit. This is another fight, man. Man, I can't bet on this fight. I really can't. But I got to go with a dog, man. I got to go with Matt Brown here, man. I think Condit looked really good last fight, but he probably fought the worst fighter on the roster, let's be honest. I mean, Killer B beat Cord McGee. Cord McGee had the worst game plan of all time. Like, you have a wrestling background, take this guy down. He has like 35% takedown defense. Like, the guy's like, what? Lost 6 out of the last 7 fights. He's on the decline. Both of you guys are washed up, but from a technical standpoint, when you talk about this matchup, Condit's a better striker. He's more tactical, but Matt Brown, man, has more power. And Matt Brown just went out there and dropped Carmel Thunder, dude, and hurt him bad. They both have good chins. Brown's only been knocked out a couple times, and it worries me because one of them is the last time he fought, and then he lost against Cerrone, a couple fights ago. So And that shit he pulled against Ellenberger, man, oh my god, dude. I mean, he's really weak in the body. And one thing about Condit is he has really good kicks. So I can see Condit hurt them and getting him out of there, which is why I'm not going to be playing this fight. But if Matt Brown's smart, dude, he goes out there and takes him down. He has wrestling in his back pocket. He's taken guys down like Eric Silva multiple times. He took down Killer B. I mean, Condit could probably take down Killer B too. But if Matt Brown's smart, he uses that game plan. And that's why I can't bet this fight. I mean, if I knew he was going to go out there and take him down, oh my God, I'd be betting on Matt Brown easily because he has a wrestling advantage for sure. He has his jiu-jitsu advantage. It's just we don't know what Matt Brown's going to do. But I do think he can have success on the feet. Like, he has good striking, man. He's really good boxing. They both have good cardio. People are acting like Khan's going to smoke him, dude. Like, what are you guys talking about, bro? Khan is 100% washed up, dude, but he's more technical. So I'll go with Matt Brown. I think that he has his test on the feet. I think it's going to be close. I think Khan is going to land more volume, but Matt Brown can't cut him out. Great boxing, great right hand. He can 100% push the pace and hurt him. And I think somehow, so some way, Matt Brown's going to take him down, man. So I'll go with Matt Brown with the upset win. But I'm not betting it, so I'm not confident. Main event of the evening, we got Calvin Kattar versus Max Holloway. This is my second play of the night, man. I got the dog. I got Calvin Kattar here. I see a lot of people picking Max, a lot of people picking Calvin. It's kind of like 50-50. My thing in this matchup, though, man, is, I mean, you have to say that Max is definitely on the decline, man. I mean, he's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. And if you watch the tape from this fight, you watch the Dustin Poirier fight, you can see that Kattar can win this fight, man. I mean, Kattar has really good boxing, and I know that Max is going to land the more volume in this fight. I'm not even denying that. But look what happened in the Dustin fight, man. Dustin landed the harder shots. That's going to happen in this fight with Kattar. I think Kattar can land the harder shots. And I know that we've seen an insane chin from Max Holloway, but like I've been talking about this for a long time, we've seen this guy take so much damage, dude. And like, I mean, all those hurt him on the feet. Dustin Poirier's hurt him. I mean, even T City landed a really good strike and won one of the rounds. I think it was the 3rd round, but we've never really seen him like get dropped or anything. But all that damage he's taken, man, I mean, come on, dude. Like, he's gonna get knocked out one of these days, man. And I really think it could happen here. Even if it doesn't happen here, I think Kattar can land the harder shots. We've seen Kattar go 5 rounds with Ige and has great cardio. It's not like Cater's gonna gas. I think Kattar can actually push the pace and match the pace that Max does. People are acting like Kattar has to get a KO here. Like, no, he does not, man. Like, he has great cardio, dude. He would have beat Sabit in a 5-round fight 100%. The knock on Kattar is kind of a slow starter. But I mean, and Max, you know, he won the first 2 rounds last fight and just like legit just stopped fighting. He did the coast. He pulled the Jorge Masvidal. I don't know what he was doing, but if you watch the last 3-4 fights, man, he's not the same guy, man. He's declining. Like I mentioned, great volume, but dude, Kattar, man, is really good boxing. And like I mentioned, he's gonna win the harder shots, 100% here, man. This is a striking fight. And one thing I like about Kattar is he's going to push the pace and pressure him. And Max, man, gets hit so much, dude. I know he has a great jab, but gets hit so much. Both these guys have good cardio. I just see a lot of people disrespecting a guy like Kattar, and I don't see it. Like, I mean, great pressure, great jab, great right hand, dude. Like, dude, this guy's, man, striking, man, is really, really good. And I just don't know why a lot of people are counting him out here because they're all like saying he has to get a KO. No, he does not. He can land the harder shots and win the decision all day. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Matt's going to land a lot of volume, like he always does, probably land the more volume. But Calvin's going to land the more damaging strikes, man. And I think that he's really going to hurt Max. I think I 100% see Max going to drop in this fight. I mean, I could see him getting finished here, but like I mentioned, Kattar can win a decision all day in this fight. People are acting like Ige made it close. I bet on Ige in that fight just because I thought the line was off. But, I mean, I thought Kattar dominated the fight and won 4 rounds. I bet on Kattar quite a bit. I mean, that KO against Burgos was nice, dude. Jeremy Stevens was nice. He's so technical, man. He's going to be in Max's face. He's going to be pushing the pace just like Max will be. And I think Kattar, man, is really, man, going to hurt Max in this fight. So would it surprise me if you got a KO? No, it wouldn't. I mean, can he win a decision here? Yeah, he can win a decision. So I'm going to go with Calvin Kattar landing the harder strikes. I think he's going to hurt Max, man, in this fight multiple times. And I'm actually going to go out on a limb here. I was thinking about picking Calvin by decision because I think that's going to happen. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I think it could happen. I'll go Calvin Kattar with the KO. I don't think anyone's picking him by KO. You guys know me. I like, going against the grain. Calvin Kattar, first one to KO Max Holloway. But like I've said 100 times in this podcast, he doesn't have to get a KO. He can get a decision win. So look what Dustin Poirier did. I think Calvin can do the same thing. And people are really sleeping on Calvin. I mean, he's one of the best fighters in the division. One of the most, I mean, has his power, man. He's definitely one of the biggest guys in the division with power. And I mean, one of the best strikers in the division. He's a top 5 guy. I mean, I think he's gonna set up that jab and throw that right hand, man. And his combinations are nasty, dude. Give me Calvin Cater first, not first. Calvin Cater. I'll go with like a third or fourth round TKO. So there you guys have it. We got 11 fights. There is the first card. I'm gonna be taping the second card. I've actually taped a couple fights. I actually bet on Chiesa versus Magny. I think it's a great match for Chiesa. So yeah, shout out to the Mecca 2 in Mr. Arkansas's tournament. A lot of good guys in that tournament. I can't wait, man, to see where I go in that tournament. I mean, I hope I have a good week this week. I think, yeah, man, I got 7 favorites and 4 dogs, so we'll see. I'm so happy to have UFC back. I'm sure everyone else is, man. It sucks when it's not back. I mean, 3 cars in 7 days. I mean, honestly, man, the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier fight, I've been really, man, like having a tough time with because they're 2 of my favorite fighters, man. So I don't know who I'm gonna go with yet, but so yeah, guys, 2 bets so far, and I think I'm done. I'm gonna have a Imavov plus 140 and 3 units, and then 3 units on Cater, I think plus 138, and they're actually both of them. I think the line, I think what I was like what plus 115 now or something like that, and Cater's like plus 110 or something. Or so definitely like yeah, I could beat both those lines, so I'm happy about that. What up, Jimmy? Parlay to Meave and Roland Murphy. That's gonna cash, dude. Roland Murphy is gonna dominate Douglas Silva and Andrade, and I like Meave here as well. So there you guys have it. Those are my picks. I will do the timestamps below. Give me some maybe like 20 minutes, and yeah, I hope everyone cashes. I hope we have a big year in 2021 for betting. Wasn't the year last year for me, man, but I mean, I'm so happy to be overall in the green on bet MMA. I think I'm like plus 22 units or something like that. But yeah, man. Let's see. Jimmy Cater's nose got destroyed not too long ago. I wonder if that's still a problem for him. I don't think it's gonna be a big problem, man. I mean, I know Max, has really good volume and stuff, but Talman's a really good guy, man. I mean, really good chin. It was against Shelby Stevens, but we saw him last fight against CJ, man. I mean, I think that he's going to be landing the harder shots here, man. Cater's a really tough dude. So, yeah, Max could definitely land more volume and stuff on Cater, but I think Cater's going to hurt him, dude, really bad in this fight, and I think it's going to happen early. I don't know if Max can hold or can take that jab, that right hand. I mean, yeah, he has a great chin. We've seen him, but come on, man. He's taking so much damage. All that damage has been taken, dude. It's not going to add up, dude. Like he's going to get KO'd here stiff one of these times soon. And he doesn't even have to get KO'd here. He's going to get dropped in this fight. I'm telling you guys right now. So there you guys have it. Later, guys.